Greetings and salutations. This is Brad from Despite Fitness, and it has been a little while since I've been in the gym or done any recording. The reason is I was suffering a couple of different issues. One of the most significant was a kind of pissy AC joint. I sprained it at some point in time doing some benching, and it was just putting me through an incredible amount of discomfort, and so as a result I just needed to take some time and lay low. So I was trying to work through what I could, and it was just staying problematic. So after a couple of weeks of trying to push and continue to stay in the gym and keep moving, I decided to take like a full 2 weeks off. So I basically haven't done any training in 2 weeks. So now I'm going to try to get in and do a little bit of something. Understanding, of course, that it's been 2 weeks since I've trained, and the training has been very inconsistent, so I'm going to have to be kind of careful. So I'm going to go through, I'm going to do my winning warm-up stuff. I'll show you all those movements to try to get some blood flow and some movement, not just for my shoulder, but kind of for my whole system. And then I'm going to try a few things for bench to see if I can't be able to bench comfortably. So I'm going to try a couple different things, and they may give you some ideas if you're dealing with some shoulder issues or having some shoulder problems, some things that you may be able to try to kind of help rehabilitate yourself or get you kind of back in the swing. So that's my aim. I'm going to try to avoid pain and inspire some blood flow. Hopefully it'll feel better this week than I did a couple weeks ago last time that I trained. And so those are the hopes. So if you're dealing with any issues, hopefully this video will give you some ideas about how you can kind of approach your training in light of those issues. All right, if you like it, give it a thumbs up. Stay tuned, and I'll see you on the backside. Here we go. Cool. So that's the first part of the workout. Got through running warm-up, trying to pick some stuff just to get myself ready to do stuff. So first did a tricep extension, just because triceps super important and I want to keep working my tricep strength. Did a front shoulder raise just to test that shoulder stability and feel how that felt through range of motion. No pain there, so that was pretty good. Did lat pull down. Off of that posterior, get some stabilization on the backside of the shoulder through that pull down movement as well. And then rounded it out with some chest flies. Wanted to get a little bit of chest development because I haven't been able to do much. Trying to focus specifically on the pecs and squeeze them, get a little bit of the pump. Want to have that there. So what I'm doing now is some bench stuff. So because of the AC joint, how unstable it's been and how hard it's been for me to do much press work, the trick isn't going heavy. The trick is returning back to full range of motion and feeling comfortable and stable. So I've gotten to a point where I can press a little bit of weight comfortably, right? So some lightweight comfortably. Now what I want to do is change things up a little bit, and I want to take lightweight and make it unstable. So that way I have to fight to try to make the weight more stable and keep it under control. So what I'm doing here is I have suspended some weights from bands. And you can see it's swinging, right? It's already swinging from the last set that I did. And that movement, that oscillation, that just creates instability, right? So I'm not increasing the weight, but I am increasing the difficulty, because with that weight moving around, it's harder to control. So what I'm trying to do is I'm forcing some of those smaller stabilizing muscles to tie in and help control that weight. So while I'm pressing here, I'm trying to make sure that I stay, painless, so pain-free, but I want to challenge myself in different ways. And right now, challenging myself through excess weight is probably not a really great idea, but to take lightweight and make it unstable is a really good way to challenge myself. So it's something that you might be able to think about. And you could apply this to a squat, you could apply it to deadlifting to some degree. There's some things that you could do there to make it a little bit different. This applies to most movements, so trying to find a way to make it applicable to what your ailment is or what your specific issue is important, but just kind of playing around and staying fresh with your ideas so that you can keep training and get some value out of it. So that's the trick. So right now I'm going to bang out a set of 10 and we'll see how it goes. Cool. So you can see I was just trying to move very smooth through that weight, not trying to rush anything, but nice slow movements, staying controlled or as controlled as I could the whole time. And of course that bar is oscillating, so you can see those micro movements in my arms. That's all forcing extra musculature to tie in and try to help control it, which I think will serve better as a recuperative effort than just jumping into the deep end of the pool and re-injuring myself on something super heavy. Trying to tie all that extra musculature, get some blood flow, get some stimulus, get myself confident to get back into doing some bench pressing again, because that's the other thing that most people won't talk about, is the shaking of confidence that happens once you take an injury, right? Even after the injury happens and you start to recover and you're feeling better, it can be hard to trust it again. So building up trust in myself is also very, very important. So bear that in mind as well. All right, here we go. All right, that's it, guys. That's the video. So the real key takeaways to this video for you guys are the working around an injury or trying to find a way to rehabilitate something, right? So for me, with this AC joint issue and a couple of the other issues that I've had, I got to the point where I was pushing, and it became clear the best thing for me to do was just to pause and take some time. So now I've taken about 2 weeks of training off, and I haven't really done anything at all. And I was just really hoping I could recuperate and heal a little bit in that time. So this is the first session in after 2 weeks of time off. So the big thing was just get some movement and stay away from pain. And so that's what I advocate for you guys. I'm not a physical therapist, I'm not a doctor, I don't know what your particular ailments are, but all I can say is how I approach my training and my issues and things like that. So with an AC joint strain, today I got in, I did the tricep work, I did pull downs, I did the front shoulder raise on cable, and I used the cable machine just to kind of keep that constant tension. I liked the way that felt. And again, I was just kind of testing the stability of the shoulder. Did the lat pull down, again, just kind of working some of that back development, that posterior work. And then a little bit of chest fly, because I do want to try to maintain some chest development. And with the strain being what it was really hard to do much pressing work, so I wasn't able to do that. Got in and did some benching, and then again, like I mentioned kind of midway, I found a way to make the movement harder without having to go heavier. And that's creating that little bit of instability by suspending the weight through bands. And that felt great. So got up to 50 pounds suspended, and then another 50 pounds on the bar for my last set. So 145 pounds total weight. Was able to do that for a very comfortable
set of 10. That's what I want. I want little successes like that building up over the next several weeks where I can start to get back to normal activity. But I don't go from not training at all straight back into the deep end. It's got to be those incremental jumps just to make sure that I've acclimated my body to it and that I'm ready to do that. Because if I start to push too hard, my body's very quickly going to tell me, hey, back it off. Where if I don't make those incremental steps, if I make one big giant step, I don't really know where I'm truly at in terms of my ability to kind of get back to normal. So I like those incremental jumps. So those are kind of my thoughts for you guys. If you're working through your own ailments or your own issues, small incremental jumps, you know, first things first is get back to normal range of motion, and then slowly start to load until you're getting back to normal. And then, you know, if you need to take a step back and do something like doing the weight with suspended bands or something like that, just to twist things up a little bit, you gotta stay fresh. You gotta stay thinking through things, so you're not just banging your head against the wall. You know, it's all about trying to be creative and finding a way around whatever your particular issue is. And again, that's really the mantra of the channel, right? You're gonna find a way, or you're gonna find an excuse. You're gonna find a way. I said that backwards, but that's the truth, right? You're either gonna find that excuse, oh, I can't because X, Y, or Z, or you're gonna be creative and find alternative ways to get the thing done. And that's what I'm trying to do here. That's what I'm trying to show you guys. But again, just to reiterate, sometimes taking that time off, sometimes you gotta. And you gotta make those decisions for yourself. Sometimes taking the time off is not only prudent, but it's required. So you gotta know when to step back a bit. But that's all stuff for you guys to decide for yourselves. If you got any questions, comments, or concerns, drop in the chat box below. I'll be sure to respond. I want to thank you for the continued support of the channel. All the likes, shares, subs, views, all that stuff helps the channel grow, and I really do appreciate you guys. If you happen to know anyone else who this video might help out, please share it with them. I definitely appreciate some fresh eyeballs on the channel. And if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, like I said before, drop those in the comments. I will respond. Remember, guys, no matter what it is you think you can't do, find alternative methods to continue to train, you're either going to find a way or you're going to find that excuse. And I hope that you guys continue to find the way. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.